Hey guys,
Hello.
welcome back. Week 7, the 500th episode.
Yep, that it
Um,
was.
first of all, I do have to say, I'm so excited that the show has reached a 500 episode. Like, there was a while there where it was questioned, was the show going to continue? And
Yep.
it has just exploded into people love it again. It brings me back joy and just how in the media the show is this year and just that part of it makes me very happy.
Yeah, it's like one of those seasons that it feels homey. Like it feels like back when we were kids watching it, with our moms and being so excited about it. And I just it gives me that nostalgia from when it started. And I feel like this season really has done that. And like you said, it's been on TikTok a lot, and it definitely exploding in so many ways. And that's really, really, really cool to see.
Yes. Um at the beginning, they opened up with an amazing number that was choreographed by Daniela and Pasha. I will say the dance itself, like that opening number, was fire. It was
It's amazing.
beautifully choreographed, um, and I enjoyed the high energy of it. I loved, of course, seeing Derek Huff and Julianne in it, and then also Sharna. Um, it was so fun. I know you and I already talked about this. There were a ton of pros and past contestants in the audience. I know for a fact because through the people I know,
Well, and a lot of
producers,
backstage stuff. There was a lot of videos of people sharing, and even pictures of
right?
people sharing who they saw. So it was
Producers
cool.
invited everybody. Not
Hmm.
everybody showed up. Like I know Cheryl Burke was invited, but she couldn't go for scheduling and stuff like that. Um, but PETA, Max, Artem was there. Um, eh, Lindsay was there, other people it's all the past pros were invited. So that was cool. I know Anna was there in the audience as
Hmm.
well. Um, so I love that. I wish they involved them in the opening number. Like besides just Sharna and Derek and Jules.
Derek and
I
yeah,
don't and I don't want this to come off wrong of Sharna, I loved Sharna in the opening number,
always.
but I don't understand why was Sharna the only past pro invited in.
Yeah,
Um, the only thing I can come up with is that they were down Emma, so they needed a pro to fill in for Emma's spot, technically.
yeah.
Um,
And I
but
feel like with Sharna recently joining the Australian version of this, it kind of
she's been
maybe
on
was
the
like a time
Australian
into
version as
that.
a judge for the last couple seasons, so it's not recent.
Yeah,
But
yeah. I don't know.
I
I thought
I
that was new, so I apologize.
no, no, it's okay. But it's interesting. I don't have a good answer for that.
Yeah.
Um,
We were just talking about how it kind of as a 500th episode, I feel like we missed some of the nostalgia from past seasons. Like I was expecting to see some more montages, or like you said, or little snippet dances. Like we see those little snippets with the troupe, where maybe throw in a pro or two and let them learn a 30-second dance, or do something like that,
right.
and show them off a little bit more.
But even if they could have just been in the opening number and then any pro that couldn't do it, invite them to be on stage and
Right.
wave with everybody or something along those lines.
Yeah.
Because
Because they're
then
such a big part of it.
exactly, and they're what made the show, you
Right.
know? Um,
And I
like
wish
I
they did a montage of the past winners. Just I don't
something.
know, show that off a little bit. That's I mean, yeah.
Exactly. And my other thing too is when we get into these iconic dances, it, they were an iconic dance because they had past dances. Part of it I think was mainly they said that the celebrity picked it, but it's got to be the producer partly.
100%.
They had to give them a couple I probably to choose from because you also have to think about music clearage and
Right.
being able to get the rights for that to be able to put that on.
For sure.
So the thing though for this is there was nothing in the like related to that iconic dance. And so like you think even of like I don't know, like I'm thinking of the quick step that Danny and Whitney did. And like that was with Helio and Julianne's quick step.
Hmm.
But like they have like redone this a couple times and so like they did this quick step and it was beautifully done. But like then you go to Derek and Sean redid it. And like I remember like it was a big controversy too. Like we'll talk about that about like hold, not hold back then. And like now
Hmm.
there's the rules are looser on that where they didn't have to stay in hold. But there was nothing related back. Like I felt like there should have been like it should have been the same costumes, same
Right.
storyline,
Or
or
like
like
which one was it the Argentine tango where she wore the blindfold? Which
yes,
one was that? Yes. And like I like that piece of it was I thought was in like that's what made that so incredible was that,
the
here's a
James Sims
pro who
play.
is
Yeah.
100% giving all of it to the celebrity to take that lead and take that role. And like I was at least hoping that that piece of it was going to show up because that's what made that iconic. And then it didn't. And I was just like, oh, that's
All
a
it
missed
was is
opportunity.
here's the same music that they did in the past. Make it your
Yeah,
own. They should to make it iconic, there should have been something related to the dance before
I
to
agree.
give homage to the original dance.
Yeah.
Um, and that was
There were
missing.
just some, yeah, there was just like through the whole night, there was just a lot of like random missed opportunities, and it just didn't, it ended in like, it didn't feel like a celebration of 500 episodes to me. Like it just kind of felt like another random night, other than that opening number. But like
But
everything
even
else
that
about it just
opening
kind of
number,
felt,
like you didn't have all the like
no,
there was a missed
yeah,
opportunity there too.
totally.
Although I will
Choreography was
state that
great.
I absolutely love Derek Huff in a pink shirt. Just saying.
Not that I'm surprised. No, he did. They all looked fabulous. I mean, really, that
Hmm.
color was like so eye-popping, and like you said, like the choreography of that opening number was unmatched. It was absolutely fantastic. But the entire episode it just fell flat for me for like a 500 celebration.
I agree. So besides that, I know we'll talk more about this on the the Insta Dance Challenge, but let's focus on their main dances. So the
Yeah,
first one
that's the big one. That's yeah.
was Joey and Jenna. They had a contemporary to the work song, which was supposed to be inspired by Riker Lynch and Allison Holkers. Um, and Allison was in the audience too, so that
Yes,
was fun.
loved seeing her.
Hmm. Um,
I feel like with this one, like we've talked a lot in the past about Joey really utilizing his core to help him remain balanced, especially when he is doing lifts and stuff. And I felt like there was zero problem with that with his contemporary. He was so strong. It was so beautiful in so many ways that I loved like seeing that full circle of that core tightness to really help with those lifts and things.
I agree. It was strong. And like I know Derek was the one that gave him a 10. I was really surprised that the other two didn't do more with 10s. Because even like his center and like his spins and stuff, and like he pointed his toes were on.
Yeah.
It's, there could have been probably a little bit more extension here and there, but part of that
Hmm.
I think was because of the lifts. But for where he is coming from, because he did so many lifts and that challenge in it, I think that was a strong performance.
I agree. Totally agree.
And so yeah. Then I know we started talking about this. Hey Pachu. I heard what is it? Hey Pach, how do you say it? Pachuco. Hey Pachuco.
Hmm.
There it is. For Danny and
Say, don't
Whitney.
ask me.
The quick step. Which was inspired by Helio and Julianne's
Hmm.
quick step.
I feel like the hats are always fun. I'm glad nothing went wrong with them because sometimes when you add props, we all know props create chaos. So I thought that that was like a really fun little section in there.
And the
You know,
choreo was fabulous.
the choreo was great. It was great.
Um, Here's my thing. You go back to season 12. Okay, and this is where I said I'll get into this a little bit more here. When did the rules change?
I don't remember.
Because Quick Step, you always had to be in hold.
In hold. Hmm.
You couldn't break in the middle of the dance. You could break at the beginning. You had to stay in hold the whole time, and then you could break at the end. You couldn't break
Hmm.
in the middle. The whole hat choreography, don't get me wrong, I loved it. It was beautiful. That's a
Hmm.
choreography thing. But part of the show is then following the rules. And then,
Hmm.
like, I remember when Sean and Derek did this number, that was like a big part of it of,
Hmm.
oh, Derek's taking the risk to break the rules, and sometimes the judges, like, if the dance was that good, like, loved it, or but like
Right.
then they redid it because it was such a fan favorite and they got points taken off, which I could have contributed to why they didn't win that season or
Hmm.
not, we don't know, but um
Yeah.
it just, those are the things I do wish they bring back a little bit. And it's
Hmm.
not because I want to take away choreographers' rights of like
No, but you want them to
stylist.
follow what it should be.
Well, and I think part of it too that makes it fun, it makes it challenging. Do you follow the
Yes.
rules or do you go more for the fan component? And there's like
Hmm.
act like consequences to like the whole dance realm.
Yeah.
And then that is also what made the freestyle so
Always
special, I
incredible.
think,
Right.
because with a freestyle, you didn't have rules. You got to break the
Right.
rules and do whatever you wanted with it. And
Right.
that's why people looked so forward to it, where now I feel like a lot of the dances are a version of a freestyle. So when you get to the freestyle, it's not as special.
I agree. Yeah, I don't know. We'd have to like, look back a little bit and see, go back to like previous quick steps and see where that hold is broken and where they stop mentioning
Hmm.
that particular direction, that particular rule. So I don't know.
So sorry, that was my little vent on
But
that.
otherwise, I mean, it was really fun. I feel like the biggest thing with Danny, and this is probably a football training thing, is just like finding the opportunity of when the knees need to be bent and when the knees should be straight.
Hmm.
But I feel like that's probably just a football thing.
It's a, yeah, football traveling,
For
especially
sure.
they're used to the running component, so it's a
Yep.
little different.
I feel like it's the biggest thing that makes him stand out from like a pro versus a celebrity. Like I feel like it's one of those eye-catching things
And
um
I
that stands
agree with
out.
the scores on this one. It wasn't his
Yeah,
best dance either.
I do too.
Um, Sometimes his hold, like he had a good hold overall, but sometimes just you could tell it
Mhm.
started to, yeah, in the shoulder, and
Yep.
so it didn't surprise me.
Nope.
Dwight and Daniela, they had the Argentine tango, and it was Santa Maria, and this was James and Sharna's dance, which had the blindfold, which
Yes.
had nothing to do with that. I did love the platform in this.
Brilliant.
It was a brilliant choreography choice. And it also showed for him like his height, like he had a pretty decent hold. He
Yes.
struggled though, he's very flat-footed.
Hmm.
Very flat-footed.
Yeah.
And so like he's not on his toes or like, and that I think hurt him.
Yeah. But I love like when he was in hold how far he was squatting and I feel like his squat didn't look awkward, which
Yes.
was really cool because he was squatting so far down so that he was in hold correctly with Daniela and I feel like that finally like he sunk enough and like got into it enough and this dance suited him so well that you didn't notice that he was squatting down as far as he was. And I just felt like it really was a really beautiful and really fantastic routine for him.
And the lifts were beautiful in this,
Oh,
but like she's the
always.
queen of lifts. And then if you
Yes.
don't know, he was eliminated.
Hmm.
Um, I kind of saw that coming.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
technically as a dancer, I think he was probably the weakest out of the group. I still love him and he was
And
very
it was
good.
improving, which
Yeah,
is always what you hope to see.
exactly.
He really came a very long way, but I do think that it was the appropriate one to go home,
Hmm.
versus what we've seen from the others. So that's all right. Somebody's got to go. That's the that's the kicker. Somebody's got to go.
Um, the next one was Stephen and Riley's Viennese Waltz. And they did A Glimpse of Us, and it
Hmm.
was Charlie and Mark's dance from season 31.
Now, of course, they had a little bit of help from Mark, which clearly paid off in so many ways because his like even his rainbow arms were beautiful and the routine just kept moving and moving and moving. And I loved that.
Cheryl Burke on her podcast it's very fascinating. She has brought this up multiple times about the show bringing in mentors for the
Certain people.
couples. So like you have a pro who's doing all the choreography and stuff like that, but bring in some past pros as like a mentorship to work with them so you have
Hmm.
another person to have a fine eye or who have the experience to give guidance to the current pros of
Hmm.
things, and if they don't know how to do, they have someone to like go and ask a question to. I actually like I enjoyed it and seeing Mark in that role and just I think that could be a whole nother component. Like even did that with So You Think You Can Dance and bring the all-stars in a little bit.
Right. Well, I feel like you do get a little bit of that, but you get it from the family members or the spouses. So like we've seen it with Pasha a little bit. We have seen it with Val a little bit. We've seen it with Lindsay a little bit. So I feel like when you have the spouses, when you have the family in there, you start to see a little bit of that. And yeah, it does make a difference. And it is kind of cool. And I think it would be a really fun way. Like I do picture a lot of our past pros would probably love to take on a role like that and do something like that.
Even
And I
if it
think
was
that
like for
would be
certain
cool.
dances or like certain pieces. I don't know how they do that or if they partner one through the whole thing. I don't know, but I think that would be a really interesting concept and another like thing avenue that they could explore
Hmm.
for maybe even just one season, try it, and if it works, great. If it
Yeah,
doesn't, don't
right.
do it
I
again.
always liked when they did that with like the redemption dances, where they let the judges go in and kind of
And
be
work
like
with them.
choose the redemption and then work with them.
Yeah.
I always liked how they did that in the past, and so that kind of falls in that similar line, and I've always enjoyed those.
The thing
So,
though I struggle with is I know Carrie Ann and Bruno are like they have dance experience, but I
mhm,
don't know if they have um the strongest um ballroom experience for Derek I
mhm.
always thought was the most technical. So
Nice.
by having a pro that's in the ballroom side, it you have that.
Yep,
So
absolutely. Like I said, it would have to be probably more specific to what style of dance it is and what their kind of main training is, and making sure that they're paired with somebody that would be able to assist in a good way.
mhm.
So, but anyway,
Um
their Viennese waltz was beautiful.
yes, it
Loved it.
was.
Loved it.
This was strong for him. His hold was
Mm-hmm.
fantastic. He had a really good center. His timing was very good.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I thoroughly enjoyed it. He had a good like rise and fall.
Yep.
And I just like I loved like he even talked about his love of dance. So like I just
Yes.
he makes me so happy.
For sure. For sure.
And then we had Chandler and Brandon with an Argentine tango. The Para T. No, it's a different language. Don't know how to say it, but it was Kelly and Derek's dance.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I have to say I loved what Brandon said. He's like, you recognize a Derek dance a mile away.
You really do.
Um,
You
so it made me very happy. It was very good. It was sharp. It was clean. And like even Derek said that he liked this version better.
do. Mm-hmm.
So it was really a fun dance. Technically, it was stunning. I'm so glad that they finally got all three tens, which they
Yes,
deserved.
finally.
So it
Jeez.
was fantastic.
I know. I felt like it was sharp, but it was smooth and it was like constantly moving and motion and I kind of felt there were a couple of little foot wobblies, but I still think she 100% deserved the 30 that she got. And it was just yeah, it was beautiful. Loved everything about it.
And then our final one was Ilona and Alan with a quick step, and that was to Jordan Fisher and Lindsay Arnold's dance. Chuck Berry.
Hmm.
Again, this was fun. I loved how they started in the audience and then they ran in. Um, and out of like all the pros, probably like endurance wise, she's probably one of the strongest ones that can handle it.
Yes. This was
So,
prime for her. It was so awesome.
like to me, this was actually one of her stronger dances.
For sure. For sure.
And like even her hold was pretty consistent. Now, was it perfect? No.
No.
Um, oop, thank you,
No,
Jitterbug.
but her footwork was beautiful. There were
Yeah.
no like sickled feet. They weren't turned in like a lot of those things that we often see with feet in the quick step because of how fast the movement is going. I felt it was super impressive. Like I by far one of her best. Really
Yep.
was awesome.
And then final the thing they did was this Insta dance. I don't know if we need to go through each and every one.
I don't think we need to because this was just a ridiculous
This
thing. I
was horrible.
This was
Um,
awful.
because not only are you making the competition is supposed to be for the celebrity. This is a challenge to the choreographers too.
Yep.
If they wanted to do this, they've done versions of this in the past. I don't mind like because in a true ballroom competition, what it is you learn a dance. And sorry, my dog is like trying to get on my lap while I have the computer on me, like with a computer pillow, and like she's trying to hit it. So,
It's all
but
good.
in the past, what they've done is like what a true competition is. They've given the like competitors the style, but then like you don't know the song.
Hmm.
I would have been more apt to that because at
Right.
least you have time to put pieces together
Right.
versus like
They basically learned four dances because there is not a single pro that took this to learn these dances in 5 minutes. They gave them a groundwork and a footwork for every single one of those options this entire week. Well, actually 2 weeks, right? Because they had 2 weeks to do this. That every single one of those celebrities learned probably most of each of those routines. And so then whichever one it came out was the one that they did. And I think that is just so overzealous. It is so stressful for the pros and the celebrities who had
I
to do
almost feel
that.
like it's cruel to the
It
celebrities.
it was awful. Like what part of that was supposed to be fun? Like I
And how did that relate to anything with the 500 episode?
literally nothing. Not a single thing.
Like,
It was hard to watch. It was hard to like watch our pros who we have known and loved all these years, watch them be so stressed out about it and watch them even mess up at points, which we never see because they are so cool and calm and collected and ready to go. This just showed how stressful that was for them to do and so unfair for a celebration episode to put them through that.
like I probably would have been more apt to it if it happened on a different night.
Maybe.
But like again, I think it would have been much better if you gave them a style and just different songs, whatever. That would have been fine. But like or like one or two dances, like it you are either gonna have this or this. You know what I mean? But like not this was too much. And at least I will say at least the dances were pretty short.
Yeah.
And like I'm shocked that they all got through it. Technically, there was no technique. It was all about
None.
just learn the choreography and get out there and do what you can.
Right.
Um, but it still was not like the the show was to teach celebrities how to dance, and like that was not teaching them how to dance to me.
Right,
That
because
was
they're not
putting them in
learning
a
that in
stressful
five
situation.
minutes. Right, they're not doing that. They all learned things ahead of time to try and prepare for what they were going to be going through. And it was putting all of that on top of the stress of learning their actual routine for the week. It was just, it was too much. And it was just, I hope we never see it again.
And I felt like with that, they didn't get a chance to enjoy the 500
For
episode.
sure.
And like that to end on that was just really poor taste, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
I feel like we should have done like another, like, I don't know, like maybe duo dances, like put two celebrities, and two celebrities, and like let them collaborate again and do that, or throw a couple of pros in there from
Or
past
do a trio.
seasons.
I love Trio Week
Do
because that would have been a great
trios.
opportunity to bring
Trio
in
week,
past,
it
either
would have been
past pros
perfect.
or past um
Celebrities.
celebrities that have done the show
Absolutely.
to done an iconic number. So you
Right.
had two dances, one was a
Right.
trio and then one was the iconic dance. That
Right.
would have made a heck of a lot more sense.
And it would have been fun. They would have had 2 weeks to do it because we had that week off. So there would
Right.
have been 2 weeks to plan everything and learn everything. And that would have just been so much more beneficial and so much more fun and more of a celebration to what Dancing with the Stars is about. Not this stressful thing. I don't even think we need to talk about any of the dances because they were all just all over the place and forget that they ever happened.
I agree. But next
It
week's
was
the semifinals. Yay!
finally, yay, we got something to look forward to.
So I'm
Because
excited
that
for that.
episode ended and I texted you and I was like, what did we just watch?
No words. No
Yeah,
words.
none. So hope we never see that again. And yeah, I think a trio dances would have been so incredible and so much fun. Just throw one past pro in there or one past celebrity or a winner. Like chuck in one of
Producers,
our winners.
hit us up. We got ideas for you.
Seriously, we can so help. So help. Because that was so not help. It was just really bad. But anyway, so yeah, so semifinals now. We're down to the wire. A couple more couples left,
I
and
don't know. I can't believe there's only two episodes left.
I know. And it's really, truly anybody's game. Whoever you see commenting saying, well, it's not fair, Chandler's going to win. No, because anytime we've had past dance training celebrities, most of the time they don't win.
Sometimes
So
they do, sometimes they don't, but like
a lot
it's
of the
really
times
and
they
like
don't.
it's anybody's game.
It is anybody's game. So do not believe anything that anybody tells you. Make sure you're voting for your favorites and
And the amount of voting,
watch.
like how it's been like blowing up with the amount like record numbers of
This is
voting each night.
crazy. It
Like
is anyone's game.
and after like a person gets eliminated, like then those people are like, who are you voting for now? So it's a whole nother concept. So yeah.
Keep voting, keep watching. We got 2 weeks left, and it is truly anybody's game. I cannot wait to see who wins. I'm gonna be sad whoever goes home next week, but
I
that's
know
the name
it
of the
like if I
game.
had to guess, and I'm looking at it dance technique wise. If I had to guess, it would probably be Ilona.
I know, but I think they've got the Olympics voters behind them. So
But so
I
does
I
Steven.
I know, I know. I'm really not sure
I
who's
love
gonna get
Ilona though.
it.
Like her TikToks are
I do
so funny.
too.
She just posted one today, her and Joey, of like joking
So
about
funny.
her being the next bachelorette. It was so cute. It was
I
funny.
saw that. That was hilarious. So I don't know. We will see. We will see you all very soon, and that's it. It's gonna
Bye
continue.
guys.